Welcome to the Nuts and Bolts of Real Estate podcast. My name is Joe Bauer, and I'm here with my co-host, Julie Clark. Julie, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Joe. We were just talking about how I took the girls to White Pass this weekend for the first time. And as I know, there was a big dump, and there you are at Crystal Mountain today, making us all jealous.
Yeah, that's awesome. And sorry for my camera guys, but you get to look at the pretty snow. And if you guys think I have a lisp, it's because I just got Invisalign and it's hard to talk right now. They didn't tell me I'd have a lisp for a little while. But.
Oh, well, I can't see your face very well, so I can't see your face, but all right, good to go. Yes, I think I'm going to be signing up one of my kids for some Invisalign pretty soon. Cool. Well, good stuff. Looks beautiful. What else is beautiful? Here's my transition is today we're going to bring a little beauty to investing, because we're going to introduce you guys to our new friend, Ivan Ans, who is the founder of Philanthro Invest. Does that make sense? Am I saying that right? Philanthro Invest?
Yes, Philanthro Investors.
Yeah, Philanthro Investors. And he's a Inc. 500 rank entrepreneur for many years. And today we're going to learn about what investing with a purpose means. Ivan has found a way to make a high impact improvement on society through investing. And I think we'll all find this refreshing and inspirational today, and might turn out some Philanthro investors ourselves after we hear from Ivan today. So welcome, Ivan, who's joining us from the beautiful Puerto Rico today.
Yes, thank you, Julie, and thank you, Joe, for having me in the show. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to jump right into it to get to know you better, and we'll kick it off with our first question. Go for it, Joe.
Yeah, Ivan, we love to know more about people, or as much about people as we can. So we'd love to hear your backstory, how you grew up, where you grew up, and how you got to where you are today.
Yes, of course. Well, when I was 7 years old, I had my first business, and I had my own go-kart. And I will lease my go-kart to my friends. So that was my first business. And then I transitioned from there into basically multiple other businesses that I was developing and creating. But at the age of around 25 years old, I was already in a position where I have established 4 companies in Argentina. And I had already hired 4 different CEOs, and I was running this. They were like a small business at that time. We had a total of like 30 employees. Now that companies have like 150 employees. But I arrived to the point that I was feeling that now I was withdrawing the cash of the business just to invest it outside of the business, in the sense of, okay, now I am an investor, I am an entrepreneur. I am not running the day-to-day operations of these companies anymore. So I need to somehow learn how to invest this money and make it grow. And, setting a percentage of the profits of the business for me as an owner and so on. So what I did is that I connected myself to the investment world. And what I found was kind of depressing. What I found was that many people is investing behind computers, and they are just watching at numbers going up and down in the screen. And that's how this is happening. And I say, this cannot be life of an investor, someone that is sitting behind the computer, looking at numbers going up and down in the screen, and then speculating with the future to see if this is going to be a good bet or a bad bet. It was not something that I wanted to do for myself. But I started doing it because I didn't find anything else. And then I joined that depressive movement because I felt that it was only money for money. So I was investing 100,000 or 200,000 and then growing and going down and growing and going down. And one day I lost like 80% of the capital, and I sit myself and I start thinking and I start praying, and I say, well, it should be something, God, that is not just money for money, something that also that gives the fulfillment of entrepreneurship, but in the investment world. And I continue praying, and one night he sends me this revelation, and he says, yes, Ivan, Philanthro Investing. And I say, what is this Philanthro Investing? I was taking a shower, and why are you giving me this word, Philanthro Investing? What is it? And he says, yes, Ivan, in the future, many people will not be gambling the money, will be a raising of conscious level in the investment world. And that is something that will happen in 20, 30 years from now. And people will stop gambling, and people will decrease the gambling and will go more into the conscious investment. And that's a philanthro investor, is someone that invests their money and time to promote human welfare, engaging emotionally while earning a financial return. And the most important part was engaging emotionally, because then I had at that time a private neighborhood in Argentina, in where I was born. I had a private neighborhood, and I was just selling lots, for money, like trading the lot for cash. And I was feeling, okay, here's the cash, here's the lot, and that's it. But then one day, I am with the family driving in my car that I am showing the lots around in the neighborhood, and Andres is his name, and he says to me, Ivan, I cannot afford this $50,000 lot. And you need to understand that $50,000 lot at that time, like 13 years ago in Argentina, was like maybe a $500,000 or a $1 million lot in Washington. So you can compare to what I'm talking about. And he says, I cannot afford this $50,000 lot. I need I live paycheck by paycheck. And I say, well, Andres, but can you get a loan in the bank? And he says, no, I cannot, because I missed one of my credit card payments. And when he says that, I ask him, do you have half of it? And he says, no, I don't. I live paycheck by paycheck. And then when he says that, I say, well, I have an idea. And listen, because the kids in the back of the car, they were asking, Daddy, I want to live here. Daddy, I want to live here. And then the dad is telling me he cannot afford it. So I say, how much can you pay per month? And he says, well, maybe $250 a month, $300. And I say, well, you know what? The lot is yours. How the lot is mine? Yeah, the lot is yours. You will pay me $250 a month for the next 15 or 20 years, whatever is the 50,000 amount. And there is one condition. You will need to plant a tree together with all your family, and we will need to cut a green ribbon between two torches. And that was the creation of the first housing philanthro investment. At that time was 2009. And at that time, my wife comes to me and she says, Bella, she's a fiction writer that she's amazing. And Bella says, Ivan, I think we need to take this model to the US, because everything that happens in the US, the world will copy, the good and bad. And in 2010, we started researching the real estate model, business, different training, workshops, seminars, and so on. And I discovered that 51% of Americans do not qualify for a traditional mortgage. And I discovered that 50,000 foreclosures were happening every single month in the US. And I discovered that the majority of Americans will never own their home. That it's better for you to be a tenant. So I can make my money as a multifamily investor. And it was a huge push. And I started researching more and more and more. And I discovered that the US is in the position number 43 of the countries with the highest rate of home ownership. Number 43 in the world.
Wow.
And with 37% of households being tenants. And I started researching and I say, I understand now what is happening. You know, there is all these gurus that are pushing and saying, you need to be a tenant, you need to be a tenant, you need to be a tenant. And the other side, they're saying, I own 10,000 units. I own 4,000 units. You need to be a tenant, you need to be a tenant, you need to be a tenant. And I was seeing observing all of this. And that's why I launched. It was like a full capitalism. It was full investing. So I say, I need to create something that balances that. And it balanced that where the investor can grow his capital at the level that he likes, which is double digits per year, which is what these investors, real estate investors love, two double digit time. It needs to pass equity to the homeowner somehow. So I created a model called Equity and Help. And this is my company in Florida that is 3 years in a row in 500 company, with the position is growing companies in the US and number one in Florida in 2020. And the whole model, Julie, is that the Philanthro investor is a housing Philanthro investor, and they buy the house at 45% below after repair value.
Well, let's jump into that. Let's go. We'll jump into the nitty gritty. That's a great story. I think I've been listening to your story, and maybe a way to ask you a question that people might understand is, put it to you this way. What is the difference to you between philanthropy and Philanthro Invest, and the difference between investing and Philanthro Invest, right? I heard you say that. I thought it was a nice summary to make people understand exactly, because there's people think, oh, philanthropy, that's not exactly the same. Go ahead and tell us.
Yes. Philanthropy is when you involve yourself either with your time or your money to promote human welfare, and your return is observing the humanity. Well, there is two returns. One is observing the humanity improve, okay, and the other return is tax deductions, limited tax deductions of whatever your country or your government says that they will allow you to do that. That's philanthropy. And investing is putting your time and money to get a financial return. So that is the two different words. Now, if you combine them both, it's very, very simple. Is you promote human welfare, you invest your time and money to promote human welfare. Engaging emotionally is very, very important, and I will brief you more later on why. And then while you are getting a financial return. So it's the two worlds combined. So Philanthro Investing is better than investing, and it's better than philanthropy, in my viewpoint, because it can also have tax benefits, and it also improves the humanity, and it also gives you the return. So you have the triangle, the whole package there.
Well, let's talk about how that works then with your equity and help platform. Let's take it from the beginning. So my understanding is you don't have a fund, but these are properties that you are, first of all, you need a property, right? The overview of it is that you're purchasing properties, or the investors, you're helping investors purchase properties. And then those properties get resold to families that qualify, that need the help. And the investor makes a return, but the family is left with the ability to earn some equity and improve their situation. Is that an idea of what I've said it kind of correctly there?
Yes, sorry, I lost connection somehow.
That's okay. That's what in technology these days, that's how it works. So we'll just jump right back into it. I was trying to describe how I understand it to be, is that your company, not a fund, right? But your company somehow purchases properties, and then or do you purchase them and sell them to an investor, or do you just help the investor purchase them directly?
No, we purchase them, we enhance it, we improve it a little bit, we do some basic repairs, and we sell them to the Philanthro investor. I have a 4-minute video that is fully explanatory if you want me to share the screen and share it with you.
Sure.
Give me just a second here.
Do you want to help families while creating a potential cash flow of 8 to 12%? Are you looking for a clear investment with clear results? Do you want to leave a legacy for your family and future generations? If so, here is the information you need to know. In the 1940s, the average American home cost $3,000, $30,000 in today's dollar. In the decades from the 1940s to the 1970s, the cost of a home rose in line with earnings. That meant a home had the same relative value in 1941 as in 1971. But from the 1970s onwards, the relative cost of residential property skyrocketed. To keep their dreams alive, homeowners took on mortgage debt of historic size, and to this day, many are now experiencing a loan repayment crisis, and foreclosures are growing. But there is an opportunity right now to build a stable foothold in residential real estate. Many who are involved in housing complain about the headaches that accompany investing as a real estate landlord. Renovation, maintenance, and tenant services are far from simple. Many landlords had simply given up. At Equity and Help, we built a unique business opportunity. We created a turnkey, profitable business that makes a difference in people's lives. Housing Philanthro Investing is our turnkey business. Philanthro Investing is a very effective way to invest with a purpose. Philanthro Investing can achieve a consistent 8 to 12% return, and you remain in the driver's seat. Here's how. 1. We research, select, and buy foreclosed homes across the United States. 2. We do the work needed to return the home to a sellable state. 3. As a Philanthro investor, you review the homes available and purchase a minimum package of 3 homes for approximately $135,000. You're purchasing them at far below after repair value. You have now become the CEO of your housing portfolio. 4. We select and qualify working-class families desirous of ownership. Those qualify become residents of your properties. 5. You receive a $1,000 down payment from each family. 6. You are now the lender and finance the balance at a 12% interest rate for 20 years. 7. They pay their real estate taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. 8. We connect with the residents of your home regularly and maintain a relationship with each family. You get regular information as they establish their home. 9. You get a detailed monthly report on the growing value of your Philanthro investment. 10. We charge nominal fees at each stage of the process. You remain 100% in charge of your turnkey business. Your capital grows and you enjoy a stable cash flow. You'll also enjoy heartwarming news about families' progress and enjoying anonymity as a buffer between you and the home buyers. You decide how to grow your business, helping families on their path to home ownership. Your Philanthro investment will help children and their families all across the USA. Children of homeowners perform better in school. Children of homeowners have lower rates of drug use and criminality. Homeowners invest in their local community by volunteering for civic projects. Homeowners also historically report a greater sense of self-control and self-worth. In essence, you make a difference, and you make money while doing it. Speak to a housing Philanthro investing consultant today. Improve your life while improving the lives of children, families, and communities. With Equity and Help, invest with a purpose.
Nice. I gotcha. Good stuff. Yeah.
That's the model.
That's very nice. Well, let's break it down for a minute if we can. So, do you guys buy properties every month? What are we in? What month are we in? April? So, did you guys purchase properties already this quarter?
Yes, we buy properties every single week.
Every single week. Well, let's take us through that process. So you buy properties every single week. First of all, where do you get these properties from?
We get them from foreclosure, from banks, from auction, from different, places like that. And we buy them. And then we have a very unique technology that our CTO designed, that what we do is we scrap the whole market all over the internet to find these properties. And we receive lists from different banks and auction houses. And then we filter them through our technology to find the cherry picks. So let's say from 5,000, we will find the best 100, right? And from 100, we will go to the best 50. And that needs to match our own model at Equity and Help.
Hey guys, it's Julie here with a quick break from the show to discuss an opportunity some of you may have interest in, which is to work more closely with me. On almost a daily basis, I get calls from investors and brokers, both new and experienced, asking me for guidance or advice. I love helping you guys out, and it keeps me on my toes too. So, with that said, I wanted to let you know that I have a private broker coaching community called the VIP Education Community. And the best part is that it's 100% free. That's right, it's free to join. So, whether you're a traditional broker or a broker investor, my VIP education community offers personalized one-on-one coaching from not just me, but also from my experienced broker friends with expertise in all disciplines of real estate and real estate investing. We'll teach and share our modern marketing strategies, our tech and lead generation resources, plus teach you how to identify or offer up opportunities for yourself or for your clients using techniques such as seller financing, lease options, land entitlement deals, BRRRR investing, flipping, multifamily or commercial coaching, whatever you like. We've got it all covered for you. The future of real estate is changing fast, and to stay in the game, it's time to learn about all the options you can offer your buyer and seller clients, as well as, if you want, learn how to use those skills to grow your own real estate portfolio. If you'd like more details about joining my VIP education community, reach out to me at julie@seattleinvestorsclub.com or text me at 206-910-2985 or just send me a Facebook message. My new favorite phrase is community equals confidence. So let's navigate the future of real estate together. Now, back to the show. What are the parameters of the type of home? Are they just homes, or are they mobile homes? Are they all single family homes?
All single family, Julie, and they need to be in a certain price range, and then they need to be of a certain type of bedrooms and size and location, where they are located, the neighborhood type, and all of that. So that's basically the parameters.
Do you find that this model only works in certain states due to the price of the homes or the income of the end homeowner? Is that it only actually works in maybe 10 states or something, or is this a national thing?
No, it's at 33 states.
33 states.
Yes, 33 states. Let me see if I have it here for a second. I may be able to show you something that's very unique. Let me see.
And do you have a ground team that does stuff, or you're able to analyze this from wherever your team is located?
It's wherever my team is located. So look at this. This is the results for the company in Q4 2021, okay? So it will show you that we are in 33 states, 281 counties, 360 cities. We have recovered 600 plus homes. This is a total of 48 million of assets recovered from the bank.
Wow.
Our investors had made 21.81% of equity gain in average, and the average cap rate for them has been 12.88%. Now, the average investor price for these houses has been $43,506. The average after repair value for the houses is $72,130. And this is the first philanthropic part. We are not going to go and put $5,000 in this house or $10,000 and sell it for $72. No. We are going to give equity to the family. We are going to sell this home to the family for $53,000. So they have $20,000 of equity on day number one. And with their own sweat equity, they will improve their own house. They will create something that is called proud of ownership as an asset. Mm-hmm. So for the investor itself. So they are going to be improving that house and so on. And I can show you a video of a family doing it so you have more reality. But here it shows that in this period, we distributed $1.8 million to our investors, and it has been growing. And then this is the key part. The average monthly payment for the family is $585.84, including principal and interest.
How do you determine how much the family is going to pay? Is it based, on, is there some, what's the calculation? I think it said 12%, is that, I don't know if that was in your video. It said that a 12% interest rate or something like that. What's the structure? Are they all structured the same, or are they structured differently?
They are all structured the same. And the monthly payment needs to be lower than what they are going to pay for rent. and lower of what they pay for rent right now. So we require a 4-to-1 income verification. So they need to be making, in this case, $2,200 a month in order to qualify for this.
Gotcha.
And the other important part here is that this is the top 3 states, but we have 20% of the families that it's not that it's a majority, like 80%. It's like 20% of the families are in these 3 states, approximately, and but we have 33 states. And then 77% of the families pay current, 11.06% pay late, but under 90 days late, and 12% pay late, but more than 90 days. And we have a late fee, of course, for the family. But here is the second philanthropic part, because now that you understand this graph here, including these families paying late, this is the cap rate for the investor, including with the percentage of families paying late. And the reason for that is because of this equity gain that is inside the home. Like the investor paid $43,000 and we sold it to the family for 20% more, which is approximately close to $10,000, right? And so because of this, Julie, what we are doing here is that we are creating a very unique possibility where if the family actually becomes late and they pay late, there is multiple options that the Philanthro investor can do. And I will give you more of the philanthropic side of this. So let's say with these families that are late plus 90 days, with these ones we allow, because if they are good intention families and they're trying to catch up, we are more permissible with them. But with these ones, if they are bad intention families, we can go even towards using a lawyer, using the court, and so on. But if they are good intention families and they're in communication with you and they're improving the home and so on, you as a Philanthro investor can say, hey, you know what? These late payments, let's say it's like $1,700 for 3 late payments, then I am going to send them to the end of the loan. So you will now owe me 243 payments. And so I will put you current now because you lost your job, because you had a baby, because you just had a medical situation, and so on. And if the family say, okay, I like it, or the investor can say, well, I'm going to increase $10 a month, your payment for the next 240 months. Or the investor can say, hey, I want to gift you these payments. You have done an amazing job with the house, and I have the title of the house, and I am giving you a land contract in that sense, right? And and the investor is in charge in that sense. And then if the investor cannot afford anything like that, he really needs the money, we have a philanthropic fund. And that philanthropic fund will pay the investor up to 3 months and will finance to the families at 0% interest rate for 15 months. So there is multiple options. It's really Philanthro Investing.
Nice. So I gotcha. And so you're buying the houses at whatever your lower number, selling to the investors at the 43 number. That investor sells it to the homeowner for an extra 10,000 or something like that. Is that a fixed number? Like you just add 10,000 or?
No. It's an average. It's done by market. Like we have a whole appraisal system.
Gotcha.
That appraise each home differently according to the ARV.
Excellent. Do you ever have a supply shortage of homes?
Well,
versus demand,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes there is, but we manage always to find the solution and find the homes and so on. And something that is very unique is that if you look at the foreclosures in the lower level in the US, it happened on COVID. And even on COVID, that 50,000 came down to 5,000 foreclosures per month.
Right. Yeah.
So there is still 5,000 foreclosures per month.
Right.
And we are buying 5 to 10 houses per week. So it's not that we're buying like 1,000 homes. We have now, so it's just that, but it's just different, right?
And so how does that work for you? Are you personally, like you have investors with you, or is it you personally purchasing the foreclosure homes?
No, we personally purchase, my company with my money.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you able, I don't know if it's okay to ask you this. Are you able to get because what's your turnaround time from the time you buy it to the time the Philanthro it's only got to be about 30 days to right?
Yep, it's very short. It's the other way around, Julie. I own also one of my companies under my family office is Toyota dealerships. I own Toyota dealerships, and something that I personally been trained in Japan and so on. Something that I love about Toyota culture is the just-in-time concept. Mm-hmm. So we operate just in time. How that works is that we may have investors. We may have more than $1 million in escrow or 500,000 in escrow, waiting for the houses to be purchased, waiting for the houses to be fixed, and they are already waiting. The money is in escrow, the equity and help escrow account. So we have demand waiting. So as soon as we close in this home, as soon as we finish the basic repairs, in the next day, it's on the investor hands because the money is waiting on escrow. And we have investors in 14 countries of the world. And we have ambassadors in 14 countries of the world that are bringing us Philanthro investors to the company. So it's a constant machine working and operating. That's why it's an Inc. 500 company. You need to understand that Equity and Health is the fastest real estate company in the entire Florida and the number 3 in the entire US.
Wow. And what's that ranked on? Is that ranked on, how does that get ranked, or what's the metric?
That's ranked on financials, audit the financials with income.
Gotcha.
Income growth compared to years before.
Wow. Impressive. It just seems almost like such a simple concept too. Why would nobody have, I don't know. Are there other people out here that do this, or are you you're the first, or what is it?
Well, the whole model, the whole model itself is copyrighted, first of all. And then the other important information is that my book that I am about to launch show entrepreneurs, real estate entrepreneurs, how they can be doing this on themselves.
Yeah,
like similar to how Tesla opened their patents open source to every electric company, car company in the world. That is also something that I have done, is that I have put that knowledge in my book. So other real estate entrepreneurs can also help more families, because I have a mindset of abundance. I don't have a mindset of scarcity. So I think there is thousands of families that need to be helped. And the vision for Equity and Help is a world with more homeowners than tenants. We want to revert the status of home ownership in the US. And if you allow me here for a second, give me just a second. Let me see.
It'd be really cool if there was a way to, once your homeowners have been, the people that are living in the homes, that there's a way for them to eventually become a Philanthro investor themselves.
Well, yeah, I want to show you two things that you will be like. Let me share with you something that you will be blown away, like right now. Let me just give you a second. So I will share the screen. See this. This is my personal Facebook, right? So if you go to my personal Facebook, let me see if I have this thing here. Okay.
I'm surprised, like big companies, like this seems like a mission for somebody like Amazon or Microsoft, or, or maybe that they would want to be involved in something like this. Have you not been approached by?
Yeah. That's something that is coming. So see, this is Austin. This is one of my top executives. We have a family with their home on the market, about to make bank. It's listed for $280K and family bought it for $40K.
Wow.
Investor will get paid off and that family life will be changed forever. Ivan, it's your dream. And then, and I answered him, oh my gosh, I'm literally tearing amigo. That's the reason we exist.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I just got the chills.
And you know what the company is doing now? They are going to get the family to keep only 100,000 as the savings, right? And they're going to help them to Philanthro invest the balance.
There we go.
Help other families. So that's basically the reality to it.
Nice.
And then another video I wanted to show you was a real family. Let me see.
And just so we understand the process, once the investor buys the house from you and then sells it to the family, I believe you stay in the picture, right? I think we missed that part. We want to let everybody know because they're thinking, oh, I don't want to, that's too much for me. I got to buy 3 houses. And tell us how you ease that and make it more passive.
Yeah, 3 houses is $135,000. It's not a lot of money. And the houses they are buying are $200,000 after repair value. So it's a great deal. But the most important thing here is that, yes, they can also hire our company, and it's part of the process. They remain in the driver's seat. They remain making the key material decisions. But yeah, we execute their decisions. And they have one point of contact, and we give them a monthly report so they can make the decisions and so on. But I want to show you a video here in relation to one example of one family. Is that fine?
Yes.
We've been here for
almost
3 years.
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. 3 years.
3 years. And it's home. It feels like home. This is home. And we still, and the most fun part is we still got stuff with things that we want to do. Be more creative. Turn this into that, move this around, We live all around. South Boston, Virginia, and then Philly. It feels good to be able to call your house a home. You know what I mean? And it's a difference. It's a very big difference to be able to paint a wall green if you like, or paint a wall brown or tan or whatever, which I have a lot of colors going on. So I work for families, taking care of their loved ones. And Harry is building maintenance. He's been with his company for 26 years. So that comes in handy with this house too, his building maintenance knowledge. I've heard of in-house financing. You can see it on the internet when you go searching for like different things. But I've never heard of a program like this. That's the difference between trying to find a landlord to work with you so you can have a place to stay versus a whole company.
Right.
You know what I mean? That specializes in helping home people who most likely wouldn't be able to get a traditional mortgage. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? And to help them actually be homeowners. But yeah, it was a fun experience. The game room came from the 17-year-old. I tried to be colorful. We call one room the gold room, one room the red room. So that came from my daughter. So, and then we kind of got carried away with it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. So that gives you the reality of what is happening with the investors itself, with the families itself. And then, if you want to see the company itself, I have a short video that shows the entire company and so on, so they can have the full picture.
How do the investors, choose the homes? I mean, this is spectacular. How do you guys have you must have a list that they pick from. Does anybody I'll assume that all the homes qualify, based on your parameters of minimum bedrooms, bathrooms, and so forth. How do they choose? How do you find that the investors choose? Because maybe...
Yeah, so we have a very unique system to help them choose. There is a whole system that allows the investor to do exactly that. And I want to show you one of our 6 years Philanthro Investor explain you that, because I think you will love it more.
My name is Kim Bellotti, and I am basically an entrepreneur. Done a little tiny bit of real estate, and it really is how to get the right numbers. The object is to make sure you're not going to lose money. And so the fret over that, it kind of freezes you into really moving forward. I'm just telling anybody who might be thinking about investing with this company, you can pick the amount of money that you want to give it over to the company. They will sit down with you. They'll let you see the houses. You can pick whatever you want. The second that report comes to me in the email, the check is going to be in the mail a couple of days later. I get the check in the mail and I go, oh, there's another check in the mail. Great. I get a little bit excited about the families in the homes because my girl in Equity and Help that markets my houses for me, she sends me the photos. Like if I have a family that never would have been able to buy a house otherwise is moving into one of my houses, they're fixing it up, they're sending her photos. We just put these bushes in the backyard. Look at the roses. We painted new flooring, and she forwards that all to me. So I get to see the happiness of all of that. So the purpose of Equity and Help from me is to make everybody win, from the company to the investor to the family moving into the house to the property even. I mean, it's just every aspect, there's some improvement, and it's fair across all of them. It's like there's a nice profit for the company. There's a nice profit for me. There's a good home for the person moving in. They will have a great investment. You know, in the future, the equity of the house will go up for them. It's just across the boards, it just works for everybody. Nobody loses.
That's awesome. Yeah. You know what's interesting about that? You know what I feel from watching that is that, you know, when we started this, I feel like we're talking about, okay, we're doing seller finance deals. I don't own the house. I am a lender, basically. I'm seller financing the house, right, to that family. That video made me feel like she feels invested, that she still owns the house. I get that it's a land contract, but technically you've sold the property and you're really just a lender, the bank at that point, right? But how she called it one of my houses, she still feels engaged in the process. Even, you know, lots of, like in the US here in the investor world, you know, I find that when people talk about seller financing, when investors are pitching to homeowners, hey, are you interested in seller financing your home? It becomes more of 100% about taxes, right? If you don't need the cash flow, it's all about the taxes, and that you get to no more tenants and toilets, right? And I get that's part of it, but you're disengaging as when you're seller financing, it feels like you're trying to get away from the house or having anything to do with the house, or even just send me my money and make sure that you're, you know, that felt very philanthropic, I guess would be the word, or very different on her. You could just feel the difference on her perspective of her role in the process.
You got it. You super got it. And that's why I would love to share with you the culture inside the company, so you can see the culture inside the company is so unique, like the staff itself, and you will understand, and your audience, much more, because they will share some of the key points of the system if you want.
Let me ask you something first before we do that, because I don't want my question to be the last question, because it's kind of a negative question, and I don't want that to be. I want to end on feel good here. Okay. What is the downside? I mean, to me, I'm thinking, boy, everybody should have this be a slice of, if we're talking $135,000, you know what I mean? Everybody should have this be a slice of, especially like in your 401k, can you know, something like that, right? This should be a slice of your pie. We're talking about people who like to invest money. It'd be easy to do that, to make it be a part of your picture. But what's the downside? Is there a risk? Where's the risk? Is the risk if you have to evict somebody, you're getting a house they've fixed up, you know, I mean, it's a pain in the butt maybe to have to deal with that, but you know, that's what investing is. I mean, there's always some risk involved. What downside beyond that is there? What has there ever been? I mean, you can't tell me there's never been anything negative happen. And I don't want to end with that. I just want to get it out of the way, because
totally. No, listen. I built this system originally in 2014 for me and my family, and I wanted to do it in a way that it will be, because I was tired of losing money with investments. So I wanted to protect all of the downsides. So, for example, the insurance, right? The insurance is there for the family, the insurance is there for the investor, for the house, everything is covered. Flood, you know, hurricanes, like all the natural disasters, fire, all of that is covered. Then I said, wait a minute, what about the protection of the asset? Well, I am using land trusts. I'm using land trusts to differentiate every single asset, one across the other one, you will see in the next video. And that's very important. On another side, I also thought, okay, what is next? Okay, if the family doesn't pay, okay, so we have a whole collection systems and an eviction system and so on. What is the worst thing that can happen is the family doesn't pay, and it has happened a few times, not hundreds times, like less than 20 times, where the family will leave the house in a worse condition than it was. So because, they are a bad intention family, right? And we have two options: is the investor putting $3,000 to $5,000 to repair that things and sell it again, or go through a whole trying to sue a family that there is not blood in that stone, right? So why you're going to go that route? But the house is your house. You have the title. So it's just so. And then the other thing is that the other downside is that you are paying for the insurance and the property taxes while these families are not paying. So it's coming out of your pocket until the family catch up, or until we take the family out of the house and find another family that will give you a new down payment. All that downsides, the average of the portfolio is between 8 to 12% returns. So that's the reality of it. We have some investors making 13, some investors making 7, some investors making 8, 9, but the average runs between 8 to 12%.
And well, the thing is do you ever have investors that want their equity, want their money out, they sell their loan maybe? Have you ever had anybody like
we had one
sell
case
their note?
We had one case of you can totally do that at any time, Julie. You can go sell your note and we will continue servicing the investor. We just charge you $1,000 per house to do all the transfer of each asset. So if you own 3 houses, you pay $3,000 to Equity and Help, and we just transfer the 3 assets to your new note buyer. You can totally do that. But on another note, we also have in the history of the company, we have one French lady that she had a situation, an emergency. She wanted to leave the US and move to France. She didn't have money and so on. So we find her the note buyers for her. But only one case in the entire history of the company like that. Yeah.
Nice. What's the bare minimum that it needs? Because you're just are you paying cash for these houses? Or, I mean, it's almost like you could do a double closing because you got everybody lined up. Is that a possibility or no? Because it's a foreclosure purchase.
No, we purchase first. We do the repairs first. And after we do the repairs, we sell it to the investor. And there is a huge benefit, Julie, here that you will learn when you read my book, which it will be on Amazon on April 26th officially. Okay. So once you understand the whole system, which is very unique, we can do as many closings as we want because the title originally it is held into a land trust. So the land trust that we set up as the trustor and the trustee, that land trust is the one that we then go and buy the property from the bank. The land trust is the one that buys the property.
Gotcha.
Then all that we are changing, all that is changing hands is the beneficial interest of the land trust.
Gotcha.
No more title transfer needed at all. And that saves a lot of fees all over the real estate industry.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we can perform with these returns, because we don't have real estate industry fees at all.
Got it. Makes sense. What's the minimum condition that you turn over the house, that you sell the house to the investor? I mean, I imagine it has to be insurable. It's not need to be financeable because we're not getting loans. It has to be insurable.
Yes, it's insurable. It's totally insurable, and it works totally fine in relation to that. So you can assure that as soon as you buy the property, it's already insured, because once we buy it, once the trust buy it, then it's just insured.
Gotcha. Well, let's see your video that you're talking about, and then we'll wind this down. This is fantastic. I'm interested personally.
Okay, good. I will set you up with my house in Philanthro Investing consultant. Give me a second. I will set this up now.
What we're doing here is unique. We're reinventing certain wheels. And that takes a lot of drive and a lot of attention, knowing that what we're trying to create or what our goals are are actually going to matter and are really important.
So the thing I love most about this team is that I know I can count on them. If there's a job that needs to be done, no one's thinking it's not their responsibility or that someone else is going to do it. They're there, and we're as a team making it happen.
It's, if you have an issue or you need to get something done, they will be there to help you.
They are willing to run the extra mile when the company actually needs it.
And I'm not here just to make another buck. I'm not here just to flip a hamburger. I'm here to actually, make a difference.
My name is Ivan Ans. I am the founder and CEO for Equity and Health, and the author and creator of the Philanthro Investor phenomenon. The purpose of Equity and Health is to revert home ownership status starting in this country.
One of Ivan's qualities is that anytime he's in an elevator, he will tell the person, no matter who they are, about equity and health.
Ivan is an incredibly dynamic person. He wants to help as many people as he can, and that's really why the company was created in the first place.
My executives, they are actually much more than executives. They are family for me, and they are real, true friends.
My name is Angelica Gomez. I'm the Senior Vice President of Operations at Equity and Health.
My name is Austin Kerr. I'm the Senior Vice President of Administration for Equity and Health.
My name is Jaime Gomez. I am the CFO, Chief Financial Officer in Equity and Health.
My name is Charlotte Wallette, and I'm the Director of Easy Homes. I help families get into homes.
Trust operations is the area that focuses on delivering the product to our Philanthro investors and handling the families and qualifying the families.
When investors buy properties with us, we put the homes into trust.
The reason why we call it a trust operations department is because a trust is a legal document that owns things. Everything that we do with our product is as the role of trustee, which is the physical embodiment of that document.
Making sure not only the family is cared for, because there's a whole section just for making sure the family's taken care of, but make sure the property and obviously the beneficiary being the investors and Equity and Health as a trustee is all taken care of. So everything hinges on the trust operations.
So I work with trust operations a lot because one of my jobs in marketing is to find families to live in the homes. One of the things that I've seen when working with that team is that there is a lot of care and there's a lot of interest to make sure that the families are stable by the time that they move into the home.
We have a little bit of a unique approach. What we do is we really care about the families who are in these homes. Our goal and our investors' goal is not at the end of the day just to make money. It's to really impact and change these people's lives. So quality control is one of the most important aspects of a company. Unfortunately, not all companies actually have a quality control division.
I think one of the most valuable parts of a company is the exchange that they give to their clients. So quality control is where we make sure that that's in. When a client comes in, he expects a certain outcome from the product or the service we're giving. And the way we ensure that that happens, or the way we improve our product at each point, is through quality control.
And is that double check for every action. For our quality control division, we have someone who actually has a lot of experience and history working with different governments and doing quality control.
We are here to recover the American dream for many and make this American dream a reality, but also to free up the investors from the speculative investment world and be able to give them the opportunity to receive fulfillment for investment, not just money. I invite you to become a Philanthro investor and experience your fulfillment of growing your capital while helping others, and watch your cash flow and passive income expand, not only for you, but for your next generations to come.
Awesome. Good stuff. So those loan, or when this, the way that this works also is that you're making a long-term, what's the commitment? You're making just what's the term?
So basically the term is 20 years loan that you are giving to these families. at 12% interest rate.
And do any of the families ever want to pay off early?
Yes, we have that cases also that has happened. And the investor, there's no penalty for that. And they can do it at any time, even in demand number 2, because you capture your 20% equity right away and you can help another family right away. So there is no limitations. It's like the perfect real estate model, Julie, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, understood that. Right. So interesting. Yeah. Well, I am sure, Ivan, that we are going to, first of all, let us know when your book is available. And we would love to let everybody in our world know about that as well. In fact, what do we say? April 26th?
April 26th is the book launching date for on Amazon. Yes.
Joe, why don't we say if people, the first 3 people to drop comments below in this YouTube video, that we'll send them one of Ivan's books. Does that work for you?
Yep, sounds good.
We're going to do that. And we will make sure to let everybody know about this as well, Ivan. I think we're running out of time today. I could probably talk to you forever. It's all very inspiring, makes perfect sense to me. And definitely the feel-good part about it is something I think a lot of people are looking for. And they just don't know how to go about putting the two together, like you said. So congratulations on your wonderful and the shower that changed your life, I guess I'll say.
Exactly.
And we will wrap it there today. Where can people find out? What if they're having interest after they listen to this? Where do they go to get connected to you and learn more, or maybe even become a Philanthro investor themselves?
So they can go to pi.today, which is the short for PhilanthroInvestors.com. And they can fill a form there and request to be contact on the contact us part of the website. And that's basically how, or they can send an email to info@PhilanthroInvestors.com and they will be taken care of. Like one of my team will assist them and guide them and get them through the whole learning process.
And so what's the wait time usually to get matched up with deals, with investments?
Basically, maximum is 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
3, 4 weeks. Yes.
Okay. Good stuff. All right. What about last question? What about COVID? Did COVID impact the people being able to pay the rent? And how did you guys get through that?
So no, it didn't impact much. We had 11% of families who requested for us to help them that, forbearance and of 90 days, and they continue paying after that. And that was it, basically, because the majority of these families are essential worker families. So they have essential work, right?
Gotcha.
So they didn't lose their job and so on. So it was pretty.
Yeah. Do you have a wait list of potential homeowners?
Yes, we have also waiting list of potential homeowners. We have more homeowners coming every week than the homes that we find. And
how do you source the homeowners?
We have a lot of marketing team that is just finding through social media, through advertising in the cities, and so on. But any Philanthro investor that wants to learn more deep about this, and Julie, I will be happy to set you up in a housing Philanthro investing briefing with my housing Philanthro investor consultant, so you can go even more deep than this knowledge, because there is much more to learn in a 30 minutes meeting with me.
Great. All right. Well, fantastic stuff, guys. I know that you all enjoyed this today, as I did. And unfortunately, we got to turn Joe loose, get him back on the mountain there where I wish I was with him. But I'm glad to know Ivan here. And let's see, we're excited to see your growth in the future. I just can't imagine that it's going to explode even more and more for you. So congratulations. So Joe, where can everybody find the details? Don't forget, guys, to drop a comment below so we can send you one of Ivan's book, First 3 People.
Yeah, make sure that you tell us why you're dropping the comment. So say, I want Ivan's book, and then the first 3 people will get it. You can get to all the show notes by going to seattleinvestorsclub.com/161. That's seattleinvestorsclub.com/161. And if you guys like this podcast, please give us a like. And if you really liked it, subscribe.
And share it.
Yeah, share it.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Joe. And I will contact you, Julie, to set you up with my housing Philanthro investing consultant as you request.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Seattle Investors Club podcast. If you have questions that you'd like to have answered on the show, shoot us an email at info@seattleinvestorsclub.com. Now go out, take that action, and build that real estate business. Thanks for listening.